What's up, everybody? This is Tommy T. Mingeldorf with Mingeldorf Law. Remember to ring Ming at 281-497-7180 for all of your litigation and legal needs. We are a great starting point for any question you might have, any problem you might have, anything that you think you need a lawyer for. Start with us. Call us. We'll either get you going or put you in the right spot. So today I'm going to be answering a question about how do I know if I have a warrant? The reason I'm answering this question is because we get this call so often. I've already written an article about it. The link is available through our website, and I'll put it below. But more importantly, let's just get right into it and tell you what you need to know. First of all, if you think that you have an arrest warrant out for any reason, the very, very first thing you need to do is stop what you're doing and ring me. 281-497-7180. Why do you need to call a lawyer? Well, we are so involved with the court that we are going to be able to figure out what is going on, what you're accused of, and how to get you through this warrant and walkthrough or arrest process with the least amount of burden possible. What does that mean? That means we're going to make this the least amount of a pain in your butt if you call us as soon as you find out there's a problem. So be sure you don't hesitate, don't waste time. Ring Ming without delay. Second, how do you know? A lot of people don't even know if they have a warrant out for their arrest. Well, as I mentioned before, if you don't know, the first best thing to do is to call a lawyer. Ring Ming, ringming.com, 281-497-7180. You can start with that, and we'll be able to look up where and if you have a warrant out. Now, the most important thing about warrant research, if you are going to continue on your own, is where do you think this warrant exists? Because unless it's a federal warrant, which may be possible, please tell us. And if it is a federal crime, it is even more important that you call us right away. Remember that Mingeldorf Law Firm does regularly represent those accused in federal court, and we are happy to take this case and make sure that you are well represented. Now, if it's not a federal matter, which we still can look up, and you're going to have to do that on your own, if it's not a federal matter, we need to know what county in which state this occurred. Now, the county is either going to be where you live, where the incident that you probably already know or thinking of occurred, or just where maybe you conduct business. Things have happened in your life in that county. That is your starting point. Where's the second place if you don't want to call a law firm, which is a mistake? You need to call a law firm right away. Where's the second point? Well, you really should call a bondsman, because their entire business is to take care of people that have arrest warrants, get them out on bond, and get the money back in return. They have their own system, they have their own prices, they have their own policies, but that is another good starting point because they are in the industry of taking care of arrest warrants. Now, we have a bondsman that we use. His name is Rick. He is an excellent bondsman. I'm going to put his information on this same video because he helps our clients out so often, and he hooks my clients up, and I hook him up, and I'm not going to refer anybody else because he's so good. We've never even had anybody go with anybody else. He will find your warrant for you, and that's probably how we're going to start too. If we can't find it, we call him. So those are your two best starting points. Now, here are other red flags of warrants. Number one, you may get mail or phone calls from bondsmen. Red flag for a warrant. That probably means you have a warrant. Or you may get mail, and you probably won't get phone calls because lawyers are not supposed to do that. It's called barratry. Do not let them call you. If they call you, they're a bad lawyer. We are supposed to catch your eye through videos like this and information, and that is what I'm doing now. So if you start getting phone calls from lawyers, probably not a good lawyer. But if you get mail from them, you might have a warrant or some other legal issue. You may even have a lawsuit pending. We can talk about that in another video. So here are the three things. If you think you have a warrant, you're going to call a lawyer. That's just rule number 1 through 10. Rule 11 is to call a bondsman. Rule 12 is if you think you have one from other resources such as mail or phone, this is when you get into your internet research. And remember the county that I was talking about earlier. What county do I think I have an arrest warrant in? Well, for purposes of this example, I'm going to use the words Harris County. That is where I am located as far as my geographical office, my headquarters at least. We do practice all across Texas, in New York, and in Florida. But I'm going to use Harris County because that's the court and forum that I most commonly frequent. So where do we start? We start with a Google search, folks. Like anything, you start Very specific and broaden out. Every lawyer is probably good at research. If they're not a good lawyer. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say, do I have an arrest warrant in this county? That is a great starting point. Some counties, big or small, have that link available for you. And then from there, you just type in your name, your birth date, whatever. Bam. If there is an active matter, if it says you have a case, you're like, this is my date, my birthday, my name, then you have a warrant. If you have a warrant, you're running hot. Okay, you do not want to be running hot. Again, you need to ring Ming immediately because we can get you through this process. Now, let's talk about why you want to call a lawyer immediately. Okay, immediately. What we are going to do is call the court, find the judge that's assigned to your case. It may not be the same judge that signed the warrant because they have time slots that they are doing arrest warrants for that day. But we're going to find the court that matters for your case. Not that every court doesn't matter, but we're talking about the judge that's going to make decisions for you. We're going to go before that judge immediately, file paperwork that says, hello, Your Honor, I need to come in here and talk to you about my client because he has an arrest warrant. It's not what you think. He doesn't need to be in custody. You need to let me bring him in here, or her, excuse me, ladies, and talk about this so that we don't have to keep him in jail, especially during times like this, coronavirus. We want to get in there as soon as possible. Ring Ming. Now, back to the research. If it's not Harris County, you got to start, and you can't, and you cannot find, based on that very specific search, I need to find it. If I have an arrest warrant in X County, Travis, Walker, Gonzalez, Montgomery, Brazoria, doesn't matter. Start with that. If that doesn't work, go to the next level. You're going to have to look up what's called the district clerk. District clerk. District clerk. That's in Texas. In other jurisdictions, I really don't know what they're called. It might be the circuit judge. It might be the circuit court. I know that's what it might be called in Florida. Either way, you just need to find the clerk, the active case search, case inquiry per county. Type those search terms in and find it. Travis County, active case search. Travis County, active case inquiry. Find it. Look up the name for your name and birthday where you think you're going to have an active warrant and see if it's there. At this point, you should have already called a Mingeldorf law firm or another lawyer that is competent in criminal defense. Okay? If you have found you have a warrant, you have got to hang up the phone and call a lawyer like right now. Ring Ming. So now you have 3 ways of finding out if you have a warrant. Number 1, someone's going to tell you. Number 2, you need to call a lawyer. Number 3, you need to call a bondsman. And hey, surprise, we actually have a 4th. You can look it up through district clerk, active case in the county search terms on Google. You go search it in, go to the clerk's website, go to their active case search, follow the steps, 1, 2, 3, 4, find it. None of that really matters if you didn't already call a lawyer, though. You are in trouble. Now, here's what you need to know. Whether it's appropriate, good, bad, ugly, true, or false, that you have a case against you, that is all going to be settled in court by lawyers like me. And we're good at taking care of that. It doesn't matter at this point. If you have a warrant or there's one looming, you have to take care of it. Because what's going to happen is it's going to bite you in the rear end. You're going to be driving, you're going to get pulled over, bam, taken to jail for whatever the warrant is. God forbid it's a felony, okay? So be sure that you take care of this appropriately. Ring Ming immediately. We are able to find out if there's a warrant looming even because we can call the court. So if you even think you're under investigation, ring Ming. Ringming.com, 281-497-7180, ringming.com. Let's go, team. It's great talking to you. I got more videos coming.